we all like to save money with our hobbies, and gardening is no exception. I've got a few tips here on how to save money and some really useful and very practical ideas. The first one is taking something like a tennis ball. The other balls, any other little plastic balls are good. The ball pit balls are quite good. They're little flimsy little plastic balls that are quite useful. Very easy to actually cut. Because what you do is you actually make a hole in the tennis ball. Take a cane, push the ball onto the end of a cane. Now these are very good for protecting your eye, because very often when you're in the garden you're bending down to do weeding. It's very easy to really damage your eye on canes, so it's really important you have something on the top of a cane. The other advantage with these is if you maybe have 4-foot canes, 3 or 4 foot canes around a bed with these balls on top, you can then cover the crop with netting. Here's some crop protection netting, and it'll actually support that really well over your crops. So that's a really useful tip. You can also use just some pots on top of your canes, but anything really that will just stop you hurting your eye as you bend down to garden. They are very dangerous canes. Another tip, take an old sock or some tights, old tights, and then literally cut them into strips, like so. And you have very handy plant ties. Great for tying fruit trees to canes or to posts. And the good thing about tights and socks is this is very stretchy, so it gives a little bit, so as the tree grows it'll have a little bit of give in it. But you must always remember that whenever you're using any plant ties, after a couple of years the tree will be established. Cut them off, because otherwise eventually the tie could cut into the tree. So that's another tip. Another one is taking things like hazel sticks or any sticks, any pruning you're doing in the garden. Don't burn them, don't throw them away. Store them behind the shed, because they come in useful. Something like this with lots of little twiggy bits on, cut it down to size, actually useful for supporting peas. Or you can actually just trim off the side branches, and actually you end up with something very much like a bamboo cane. So very useful for supporting beans and other crops. So there's some useful little tips, money saving ideas for your garden.